explosive ultimate for their last game of the split. This is how it ends. It feels like his elf goes in for the 50-50 and dies. OMG are alive. What the bloody hell just happened?
Where are you meant to focus in that fight? OMG gets so split towards the end of it, but they managed to make it work. Able manages to cycle through a couple of different weapons. Those Sentinel turrets able to stop BLG getting a clean collapse onto them at the end of it. OMG walk away with Soul Point, BLG not able to deny that from them. But things got really, really scary once Elf felt like he was untouched and resetting on the backline. But as you rightly said, the chaplains from Able mean that he is the king of damage in terms of these ADCs at this point. Cream starts off things well, but doesn't
really... Bloodthirst makes him go taking straight line, starts it off Yagal. Look at the backline, he hits up Able. Then BPB God dies without any support. Bin, dead though mid-ulti. Yagal's targeted, but he goes golden. Azuki's now in the backline. Elf is charged out, they fix the top. Destroyed him. Yagal left standing in the middle of the fight while, man, OMG has some spicy meatballs.
How the heck do they walk away with that again? It is a blind hook onto, I believe it was Bin in the bush, which meant that Bin couldn't get the huge threatening play. Sometimes Kennen wants to just sit beyond the initial engage and flash back over, see what he can do at that point. But OMG, they get themselves Ocean Soul. They can head over towards the Baron, threaten that as well. Not sure they can...
Beautiful with Shadow Surge. The Shadow Surge from Cream. Does he take it?
There he goes.
He does on the Shun, gets the fear. Shadow Surge part 2. The kickback. Oh my freaking god!
This team has done so much in this split. Heck, even over the last year, right the way from last spring to this one, they've innovated, they have improved, and they're starting to set new records they haven't seen in so many years. OMG barreling down the mid lane, not even bothering with the Baron, looking towards the Nexus.
For the first time in 5.5 years, OMG, not only will they finish on 10 wins, but they will destroy BLG. They will move to the second.
So maybe he's holding on to dear life that he ends the regular split of this spring. Oh, what was that flash missing? He's playing with like 100 ping or something. Jesus.
We'll have a look at the replay. Maybe it just came off. Maybe he was spamming it to see if it could work. But
he was really scared.
Don't forget the rocket now does 1200 damage to neutral mantras. But yeah, they try and throw everything at 369, but he's a Cassante and he's also 369.
Yeah, it was a really good buffer as well onto the Nautilus ult, so 369 gets away scratch-free as they were just trying to look for more angles on tonight. Really good cancel from him as well. They can commit everything onto the mid lane of JDG, but Kanavi just kicks forward for like the 10th time.
Now, Hope is kind of isolated and on his own. Will eventually go down, you would imagine. Will it be a little bit of a touchdown? That's the question, as he's not even gone down just yet.
Out?
He's actually not. He's not going down. He hasn't died just yet, and he's still putting out damage. When all is dark, you gotta hold on to Hope, because Hope never dies.
That's so illegal from Hope. How does that ever happen? Hope engages everything onto Photic, where he went into that with the mentality of a 1-for-1 trade, but NIP, they just didn't have the damage to finish off a 1 HP Zeri, and it's going to be a 0-for-3 trade, and also the Dragon going to the hands of WE. LPL Zeris are so insane, man.
Oh man, a Zeri moment if I ever did see one. This is a 5-1-1 Hope. Look at this one, because I love this play, because he knows that Photic has no summoners.
Yeah, he instantly plunders his route from Photic as well. Does miss the last few orders, finally gets it onto Photic and flash.
To try and catch out WE, and they're going to look for it right now. There's a great explosive cast. It catches out Hung. It catches out Iwandi. Heng needs to stay alive, but TP in.
No!
Why are you TPing into that, Shanks? There's no way you can take that, but now they don't want the Dragon, they want the Baron. That's 20 minutes on the clock. Shadow is around. They haven't killed off the Lee Sin, though. They don't know where he is either.
Oh, hell no! NIP just comes in and gets 3 singular picks as Hung is on the enemy lines right now, behind enemy lines, getting that crowd, getting a bit of extra health. We have 3 members alive for WE. And
this is dangerous! It's not even a flip. You've got the equalizer coming down, which means you don't have the health bars. You can't just take this off of spawn. Invincible now, running into Hope. WE avert disaster just for the moment. Invincible flashes in, but it's the belly slam. So now Dream, he goes in and he's got himself an explosive cast. Gets himself the kill. That's Gragas picking up a kill on top of the Zeri. Big shutdown. 3-0-2 now for Invincible. The Dragon's still live, but I don't think that NIP can contest it.
I mean, I guess W forced NIP off the Baron because Hope was just a beautiful distraction, but your ADC is now dead. And NIP, they are making their way back. This is going to be Ocean Soul Point. Invincible having that ultimate available can zone them up with Shadow.
Nature's Grasp. Might be able to use it here. They know there's no AD carry. They're going to look for to try and steal it. There we go. There's the Lee Sin kick. They're trying to separate Dream and Joe from the rest of his team. Shanks gets caught out just a little bit. Invincible jumps straight on top of Hope. And the Rumble's dead. It's going to be a Moonlight Vigil to try and pepper down this damage. Flash in! And like I said, it's the Gragas versus the Zeri. Invincible versus Hope. And Invincible puts down his mark, gets himself his mark, and that's going to be 2 kills on the Dragon over to NIP.
With the Zeri and BB dead for the side of WE, it's also going to be Baron as you have Tristana and also Photic shredding down this major objective, and it looks like NIP taking the game back into their own hands. Hung trying so hard to get there ASAP. He has the smiteable. Is he going to be able to flip this?
He has the execute damage as well on his Qs. If he lands a Q into a smite, it can be the difference maker. He wants to put himself around the back of the pit, skirts himself away from that little bit of a sapling. Now knows that the Baron is only a little bit away. They know exactly where he is. It's going to be Dream jumping in, but gets kicked back straight away. The Q will not land onto anybody. They don't want to flip this. They go into the pit because there's no vision. Really well played there by NIP. They knew there was absolutely no vision in the pit, and NIP are taking control of this game. WE, they're seeing their playoff hopes just fizzle away from their eyes.
Yeah, just like how this Dragon is fizzling away because we have the kick initiated from Hung, kicking Invincible to the side, but this equalizer from Beauty, who is 0-5 on Rumble, isn't doing too much. The Gragas dispositions the entirety of WE, and he is just such a menace for WE to ever handle, and Hope gets that flash bonked onto him, where the Zeri is just instantly dead once again. And I think I saw Shanks also trying his best to one-shot Dream in the backline, but with that block...
He goes over the wall, buffers it, but not quite able to do enough. It's a triple kill coming in for Photic, and with these death timers, they should be able to break open the base.
What a shame! W had this game under control, but Hope, he isn't going to be able to ever stand a chance up against Photic, as he has that Lulu for the protection and also just everything dying around the side of W. Inhibitor down for this mid lane now, and this Aphelios is completely online. I have no idea how W is going to come back into this game. Your top side is 2 behind.
Rumble just feels like he's just doing so little there. Normally equalizers in those moments can do so much, but have a look at this one here. It's Invincible who kind of goes over a little bit too far forward.
God.
That's just too much damage. Invincible though, maybe going down himself. Doesn't have flash, but does have the Zhonya's. They can't risk it. And that's Shanks being just deleted by this full AP Gragas. So much burst available in this big fat man.
If NIP wins this game and Invincible doesn't get MVP, I'm just gonna scream robbed as the graphic comes online for the broadcast, because he has been having an amazing game on this AP Gragas, as he is just one-shotting Shanks on a LeBlanc, where she has the mobility, but you are now level 18 with that roll in your hands as well. Soul Point, triple ocean might I add. Dragon spawning in 40 seconds, NIP looking to take game 1.
There on top of Invincible, who has still got the Zhonya's available to him. Does use it. Pew goes golden, as does Hope. Photic gets kicked back. Photic is in the middle of everybody, but Photic can't die. Red, white, let's fight! And that is everything for the side of NIP. They will not lose this game, and WE will have to keep thinking about this series. They still have a job to do. Game's not done just yet. The wave has been cut off by Shanks and by Bubu. It's the solo laners left to do everything. Shadow should stay alive. Bubu drops down the equalizer just to do as much as he possibly can, but it's not going to be anything more than just a delay of this game. NIP are one step away from putting IG into the playoffs. WE, they need to reset, reformulate, reconfirm how they can get back into this series.
This was a scrappy game, O'Shane, but NIP comes out on top. 1-0 in this series now, and WE is one loss away from getting eliminated from the playoffs run. I mean, with how that game started, we thought this was WE series.
Yep, absolutely. I think Coming into it, you know, WWE started off brighter. They had the early game. A little bit of a flame. Drop the box. Shadow is here. Dream flashes forward. Iwandi needs to get the hell out of dodge. And everyone just trying to back themselves away. A perfect execution would be good. Flash, Hawk, and Zhuo is sending a death sentence to WE's postseason here in spring.
I mean, we were talking about this Thresh being an absolute menace when the haste comes online, but this is 9 minutes in the game with that Moby Boots. He has no haste and he lands 2 hooks onto the enemy team. Also, Iwandi getting caught out as Dream also committed his ultimate and a flash to gap close that. But WE, they're just getting caught out of position.
I mean, Bew here might be getting caught up, but just going to see the Nature's Grass going past there as the weird caterpillar. Shield bomb with Shank's tank turret! I don't know how he ends up dying there, but Hope stays alive and ends up being a 4 for 3 in favor of WE.
What just happened, Oshin? I mean, I thought Dro was going to smurf out of his mind, but the last hook missed onto Hope, and that is the one that you needed to kill, as this is going to be tier 1 tower going to the hands of WE, and they revive from how the game state was and stop NIP from snowballing with that gold lead. And it all started with the mid jungle of WE getting their hands onto Photic in this team fight, and all credits to Shanks. He actually cancelled the Thresh Lantern right here, and it stopped Photic from going to his own team. This pick does go a little bit awkward, but he has to flash here. He doesn't actually have flash, and then the enemy team just comes and finishes him off. This last Q from Dream misses, unfortunately, so he has to do his R2 to go back in. But I thought Dro and the Shadow were out from here, as Dro gets hooked by a hook, and they continue fighting, but you don't have any damage since your tank Maokai isn't going to do too much. But the tower juggling here was terrible, Oshin.
It was a little sus, and we come back into live, and this is the unfortunate reality here for WE. They will not be able to take this dragon. It will be secured there by Shadow. So yes, you do gain a huge amount of gold, but it doesn't change the state of the game. You kind of gave back just as good as you got. So, and while that was happening, we didn't even notice it because it was in the replay there. At second tower for Invincible, he got 2 towers basically because he was solo topside, and this is what you were talking about so much, that see an engage him on the top side. Dream trying to see if he can get away. There's a lot of value there onto the Maokai sapling. They're going to try and collapse on them. It's going to be a 4v4. They catch out the Nautilus. They get Shanks as well. WE, why did you flip it? What was the benefit of going for an off-spawn Baron?
Oshin, they didn't flip anything. They just opted into a losing fight, as NIP Dream has that angle suffocating WE and walking them into Shadow's ultimate and giving this Baron over. I think it's over for WE.
Baron, 3 kills. I mean, Bew didn't even TP up. That should tell you the mental of this team right now. It feels like WE have just collapsed in front of our eyes because there's just no need to go for this.
But look at Shadow. He knew what his job was, and it was straight onto Hope and stopping him from doing anything in this team fight. You can't
Hope trying to do as much as he can, put out the damage. There's 1v2, Invincible goes down. The base is being taken on the bot side as we go down straight to this one here, as WE are getting kills. WE are getting desperate, but WE are still alive.
Why is Troy there when your jungler is soloing the dragon as a tank Maokai? There's fights everywhere, Oshin, and Invincible, he looked like he was going to get a double kill, but Hope fortunately was the last member who rotated to that play and was able to collect that Jax kill in the top lane, and Dro did get caught out by the Everfrost from this Gragas, so there's a lot of random kills happening. Overall, NIP is now a mountain soul point.
Oh my god, Kitty. This is such a strange game right now. 3 items onto the Invincible Jax. You could see him how close he was to 1v3. Did pick up 1 kill, but lost his life at the end of it all. And now I think WE know what... Oh, somebody else is caught! The Akali trying to run away, but I don't think Dream's getting anywhere out of this one. And that's 2 kills for 1 in favor of WE. No Baron for 25 seconds, but they're looking at it.
These 2 supports are just landing hook after hook, and now without your ADC, because Iwandi, before he died, he was able to sacrifice himself by landing that final CC onto Photic. They want to start the Baron here. Jax is pushing in your bottom side. BB can't hold on to any longer.
Bubu, he needs to clear this wave. He knows he does. Otherwise, the inhibitor is being taken open, but maybe if you trade an inhibitor tower for the Baron, it's worth. Invincible has TP. There is a ward right in the pit, but I don't think they're going to go for it. It looks like they're going to just back. You have to win this one now as Shadow and Invincible jump onto the backside. You can see Foto gets jumped on by Jim. Shanks is trying to deal with him. The Aphelios, the Akali, they're all going down. Invincible is no longer in this world. And WE get themselves a 4-0. They won't even bother with the dragon. They're going to look to try and end up mid.
They're just gonna end on this wave right here as every member of WE is still alive. As Dro is going to desperately try and defend himself, but as a singular threat, I'm not too sure if they're going to be able to stay in this game any longer. And it looks like we're going to go to 3 games, O'Shane.
When all things seem lost, you still have hope. And WE have 4 other members with them as well. They're going to be able to take down the Nexus turrets, and they will keep their playoff buff and playoff hopes alive. Going to 1-1 in the scoreline. And they give themselves one last chance.
And at the very end, NIP, you gotta remember, you have Photic on this Aphelios. You have to protect him, but everyone just seemed to forget about how Photic is quite literally the main carry in that last dragon fight, and they all went for the engage, and Shanks just soloed in the very back.
Yeah, I mean, once Dro was dead, you don't have that Thresh available to you to get the death sentences, the flays, the box, and of course the lantern to keep your carries alive. And then Dream, Shanks was just such a tear at finding people, just saying, look, you are my target. No one else matters in this fight except for you. And really, Jungler Shadow is dead. Dragon gets secured as well. And that's Dro losing his flash after everything is said and done. So a kill, a dragon, WE having a good time for the moment. But I will say, we talked about this in the break before we got into this game. The team that has led after 20 minutes hasn't necessarily won. So you got to be a little bit more careful here, WE, with this lead.
And it was just pick after pick, and Shadow face checking without any vision control. Another pick on I1D.
They catch I1D with Dro, trying to see if he can work this one out. Double knockup means that Shanks can't put out the DPS flash. Yeah, and the unleashed power means it's a 2-for-1 trade back in favor of NIP. This is what I'm talking about. You can't be getting complacent.
W got the dragon vision anymore. There's no major objective. Just leave and reset with the gold that you've been able to generate. But I1D, being a little cheeky bastard, decided to walk back in. And of course, with the ultimates all online for NIP, pick up him as well.
I'm sorry. I did not expect. Yeah, I just did not expect you to describe him like that. That's awesome.
I'm getting so annoyed.
I can tell. I can tell. Oh man, that is amazing. Well, it's good to know that when a fellow was on the team, that Hysterics isn't on his own with the descriptions of certain people. But oh, fantastic. Sorry, I'm just reeling myself back in from that one. So we come back into live. WE. It's only about 1,000 gold leads. They're not running away with this early game, to say the least. Kind of slowly pause myself if we do see Invincible getting a bit of a knockback. Go out, all out on top of this one here. It's a straight up 1 item versus 1 item. Flash has been burned as Bubu not quite able to get away from this. And it doesn't matter if you go Gore Drinker. It doesn't matter what you do. Cassante is still Cassante.
Invincible is just playing so well for all 3 games across the series, getting another solo kill onto Bubu now. Dragon, no Herald online for the side of both teams, but with that solo kill going to Invincible's hand, extra 300 gold. Dro gets a hold onto Hope as Shadow is lurking around.
Well, they're looking for more. Hope will have to flash over the wall. We'll get hit by the Q after the back end of that, so not feeling the healthiest. Has a little bit of honey fruit though to supplement him back up. But Invincible getting that kill on top side is massive. Not only does it give over the kill goal, but it does confirm this tower as well. So you're looking at a much stronger top lane kind of setup. Flash forward in here by Shanks. He wants this kill. You shall not kill my top laner. The phase rush is good. Does he have enough movement? I don't think he does. He wants another one, but he can't. And Shanks, he's getting desperate. They don't want to be giving over those summoners so easily.
I mean, it is just going to be the flash for mid party, I suppose, but Invincible is going to run away scratch-free. He'll gladly take that flash from Shrinks. Also, Realm Warp use as well, getting the double charge from mid lane. We're going to take another look at what happened in this top side, as BB was already really chunked out from the initial trade. And Ghost, I mean, when you do have the flash as the Renekton, this Cassandra is stuck onto you like glue, and you just don't have the damage to ever one-shot him in a 1v1, flashing towards that bush. But with this pink ward available, he just spots him out straight away, and you can't really play with the vision, as it is just a very terrible day to be WE fan.
Yeah, facepalm. Definitely feel it from the fans there. Now you have Shanks kind of being put onto side lane duty. And with there being an Ocean Dragon available potentially here for NIP, they have total control over this objective. There's no trade back, there's no nothing for you to kind of go for, I will say. And mid lane did get taken, as well as a big charge on the tier 2. So mid lane could be going down. There's no contest right now. I like this from WE.
Sitting in mid lane, and Dream has just reset. A lot of these objectives are going over for free, and I'm getting worried because NIP, I mean, this Viego, I said, he needs to become the win condition and get those resets online, but he's currently sitting on 0, 1, and 0.
0, 1, and 0. Not having the best of times, but again, it's low kill game. 5 kills in 20 minutes. Definitely not the most kill-hungry opportunities we've ever seen in the LPL. Definitely have had a little bit more. And WE come out now after kind of getting their resets off with about a 4,000 gold lead, maybe 4.5. Iwandi moving around as the only real active member on the map right now to try and defend this mid lane turret. Should be able to hold it just for... to take out the Cassante. Finally looking like he will finally go down. And that is what WE needed. That could be the straw that brings them the playoffs.
And that's Baron for WE. A 4-3 for 0 trade. I mean, Dream was just caught way out of position, having that flash available as well, but Hong was just a step ahead of him, getting that flash kick onto the Syndra, and that is one of your biggest disengages gone from the team fight. And NIP struggling to regain control over the overall fight. They were just dropping one by one, but we're going to have to see how this all started, as Dream tried to get an angle and a stun onto the backline, but because of that, he walked so greedily back to mid lane. Hong was able to flash kick him into the face of Hope, and that is a dead Syndra, with Shanks also cutting off all escape routes. With this Realm Warp, this meant this fight was over the second it started. And also Baron in the hands of WE now. The scaling composition is online, Oshin.
It is. It was very close. So many moments there where someone could have died. A flash being the difference between life and death. As the fans in the crowd, they know something is happening. They know that they need to keep this momentum going. They can feel the playoffs coming. And with 3 items on the Zeri and a denial of that soul point, they have themselves an opportunity. 6,000 gold, Baron and the Dragon. NIP need to find an opportunity. But again, NIP, if they can get Dream into a much better situation, I feel like Dream just kind of looked for an opportunity, but just looked a bit too hard and got himself caught. So Dream's in a front to back like that next time, with that scattered the weak, not off cooldown. That could be a very different fight. Almost gets taken out, but the Viego's dead and buried. It looks like they may have been able to do it. It's all on Photic. These health bars are low enough. He's got an Infernum, he's got Gravitum, but he's got no Ultra Flash. You have to use his Cleanse as well. WE 4v2. Is this the moment? 4v1. It's going to come down to NIP's AD carry, but I don't think they can do anything here. He's going to die. And now Invincible. It's a quadra kill for Hope. Can they give him the Penta? But Invincible's really big, and there's not enough minions. He needs to kill this Nexus turret. There it is. The Nexus is exposed. Finally, we can see it go in. Invincible's looking for more. He gets kicked back. He gets the shutdown, but he's dead. Pentakill, but WE have done enough, and WE are going to playoffs.
WE secured their 10th position in the playoffs, but Hope wasn't able to get his last kill for that Penta, but it's okay because now you are going to be in contentions in that round 1. And WE, I mean, it was a very tough series, but they still came back out on top.
Oh my lord, right at the end there with the Cassante and Aphelios on the enemy team, you really can't count out the fact that they could turn that one right back around. But WE, they held strong, great, you know, kind of heads up play to recognize they had an opportunity to pull out of the fight. The only one who could really put a threat down onto Hope. And they were able to execute fantastically. Unfortunate for Nip, they will go into the postseason at a 5-11 scoreline, but for WE, they are going to playoffs. It doesn't matter where you are, they're in round one regardless. They will figure out their opponent tomorrow after TT series, but for now, they can breathe a sigh of relief. They still have it was an absolute banger of a 5-game series in the LCK, and of course, thank you to all of our production staff. Without them, none of this will be possible. We'll be back tomorrow at the usual time on the usual channel, and we'll see you then.
Good night.